Now, today is International Childhood Cancer Day, and its aim is to raise awareness of the signs and symptoms of childhood cancer. Joining me in the studio to discuss this further is Jane Page, a director at World Child Cancer. Jane, thank you for joining us in the studio.
Thank you for inviting me.
I think we should talk a little bit about the significance of today and what it is that your organisation does.
So World Child Cancer exists to raise the awareness of childhood cancer. There are around 200,000 children diagnosed with cancer every year, so that's about 500 children a day. And there's a huge disparity of treatment in between the developed world and the developing world. And if you look at what we've achieved in the UK, for example, over the last 50 years, the survival rates have really increased, and we've done a great job. But if you take that out to somewhere like Ghana, where we have a project, the survival rate can be as low as 20%, but here in the UK it could be as high as 80% for children with cancer.
Now, I think we've got a short video of the work you guys are doing, so let's take a look at that.
The drugs cost just £50 to cure Noel of his cancer. Without them, he would die. In poorer countries, child cancer is a death sentence. Only 1 in 20 survive. Yet, simple drugs can cure up to 60% of children.
The swelling is completely gone.
Like Robin, who's back playing football.
I'm number 7.
Number 7?
Robin was saved thanks to World Child Cancer, which pays for treatment in poorer countries, drugs, training and support for parents. Help World Child Cancer reach many more of the 100,000 children with cancer who go untreated. It's a small price to pay.
Now, before we played that video, which was very informative, you mentioned that the survival rates on the continent are a lot lower than they are here. Can you give us some of the reasons that is?
There are many reasons for it, mainly a very low awareness of cancer. So there are lots of communicable diseases such as malaria, AIDS and TB that have been really, a lot of attention has quite rightly been given to them, but non-communicable diseases such as cancer, heart disease and diabetes have been fairly ignored. So the signs and symptoms are sometimes difficult to pick up if you don't have the expertise. So we train local healthcare workers into looking out for the symptoms of cancer, and then we help treat the children that we reach. So there is a lack of understanding about cancer and the fact that it is curable. Childhood cancer is eminently curable, so that's what we're out to try and inform people by raising awareness of it, by getting to these children much earlier so that we can increase survival rates.
Now, you've mentioned that childhood cancer is curable, but I would suppose that a lot of that has to do with having the resources and the technology to catch it in time. What are some of the challenges you've seen there?
So a lot of it is around education and not having paediatric oncologists. So we have a twinning system. So we work with hospitals in the UK, in the States, all over the world, and paediatric oncologists go from these hospitals out to hospitals such as Koulabu Teaching Hospital in Accra, and they train local healthcare workers, and we've got an amazing project lead there called Dr. Renner, and Lorna helps educate local doctors and nurses. So it's about overcoming, it's about educating and looking for those early signs of the disease, and about giving equipment. So for example, in one of our projects in Malawi, we recently funded an ultrasound machine because there was no way of even diagnosing the cancer. So we now have that. So those are some of the challenges around resource, local resource, and the fact that quite often in the national health systems, children aren't recognised So we're pushing for advocacy around that, making sure that children get included and that cancer is included on national cancer plans.
Jane, thank you so much. I'm going to have to stop it there, but for anyone who wants more information, you can go to the charity's website, which is www.worldchildcancer.org. Thank you, Jane.